Hi, I'm Billy Carroll with Do-Rag Q from Nashville, Tennessee. We are at the Variety Barbecue Bash in Memphis, Tennessee, and it's hotter than heck. We're here with some of the best teams in the United States, and we hope that we can compete with them and provide a product that's worthy of getting a call. So.
Have you done so far this year?
We've cooked 4 contests. We've had some wins in pork and ribs. We've struggled a little bit in brisket and chicken, but we're okay. We haven't placed real high. Well, we got reserve in Winchester, so we were pleased with that.
Where'd you get the bun for the jack?
We got that last year.
Tell what it is.
What the bung is? It is a draw to get an opportunity to compete in the Jack Daniel's World Championship Invitational Barbecue. And you do that, you get a bung or a draw by winning a contest the previous year. And we were lucky enough to win one in Alabama. I can't remember where. Where did we win Alabama at? Gunnersville. We won Gunnersville. The last contest of our year last year. And so we're excited about having an opportunity to maybe go to the Jack this year.
How you doing on the other chases?
We're not really competing in any other chases. We're pellet heads, so we're not in that Kingsford deal, or we're just chasing wins.
Candy's pellets, or you use somebody else?
We use Candy's pellets and we use Fast Eddie's pellets. Mostly Candy's. Barbecuer's Delight. They're a good solid pellet, and we've had good success with them.
How many people on your team?
There's 2, Richard Finley and myself. Richard and I have been cooking together 4 years now. Richard lives in Lewisburg, Tennessee. He's retired and a great teammate. We have a lot of fun together.
Anything else?
Well, we're happy to be here, and we usually cook about 18 to 20 contests a year. This is our 5th of this year. We're on schedule to maybe do 18 again, depending on the Sam's deal and what happens with that. So we're excited to be here and look forward.
One of those contests?
We're going to be cooking in Birmingham in August, and that's the qualifier to go to the regional in Jackson. So you got to finish in the top 6 there, I believe. So we're sharpening our skills, trying to get there.
Hi, Dan Watson with the Long Dogs cooking team. My wife's out helping with the kids' queue, and Louie's over there supporting Brooke, the little member of Swiggin' Pig. So we're having a good time here in Memphis. This is our 4th year at this contest. They support the Variety Club Children's Charities, which is a wonderful charity, and this is a great cook-off. So if you're sitting here watching, looking for something to do when things start to get warm outside, the Memphis cook-off is a really, really good one. But we've had a good year. We basically just got back from Vegas. That was a hoot. I'd do that again tomorrow. The Orleans and Ronnie and them took great care of the cook teams. It was the neatest contest. I mean, we had to shoo away the guys collecting the trash. Like, there's only one bottle in there. You let it stay. But they even swept out the booths, which I thought was neat. But we had a good time. Wanted to thank Hooters Hotel and Casino also for hosting us for the cook's reception. That was very neat. I'd been out there the week before and judged the Sam's Club Regional, which was very neat. It was kind of neat to get an insight into Western barbecue. They've got some good barbecue out there, so that was kind of cool. And then we got to compete a couple of weeks later. But so far this year, we've cooked. We started in Hammond, which is another wonderful contest. Did all right there. We cooked Slidell, and we're lucky enough to reserve it. I believe next year they're doing the Covington, Louisiana contest the week before. So anybody looking for something to do in the month of March, you could potentially have Covington, Hammond, and Slidell back to back to back, and they're all about 20 miles apart. So it's a really, really neat way to do it. Points-wise this year, we just haven't had the chance to cook as much as usual, but always knew that. Some years you can be in the running, and some years, work takes preference. But nonetheless, good seeing everybody. Wish you safe travels out on the barbecue trail.
Got any draws yet?
I have one draw for the year in Springfield, Kentucky, which is another neat contest right in the Bourbon area of Kentucky. So if you like bourbon and want to hit a few distilleries, that's a great place to be.
We're here with Sweet Chicken Brown Swine today at the Variety Club in Memphis, Tennessee. It's a hybrid team of the Sweet Swine of Mine World Champion Barbecue team and the 2011 second place shoulder team Brown Chicken Brown Cow. We're about to put our chicken on. It turns in at 12. We just finished glazing our pork shoulders and just put a finishing rub on the briskets, and everything's kind of put to bed. Just wrapped the ribs, and we're just sitting out here baking just like the meat in the cooker. So we're going to finish this thing. I think the next place we're going to try to go up to do the dual contest in Murfreesboro, Illinois. Hopefully going to get to go to. I don't know. It's according to how much help I get to see whether we can cook them both or we have to do just the one. Going to try to go to McMinnville, Tennessee, and going to do the MBN Invitational, do Harrah's MBN in September, and then also then the McMinnville contest, and then go to the Royal, and Arlington Barbecue Burnout here in Tennessee in October. And that'll wrap up most of the year. After that, we don't have a whole lot else planned.
You not plan on a jack?
Well, that'd be nice, but you can't really plan on it. But you work toward it. Hard to plan on it.
Have you done so far this year?
We've only cooked. Let's see. We only cooked one contest this year, Memphis in May. That was our first contest, and we got 8th place in shoulder. But that's really the only thing we've done all year. Usually we do a couple of warmer-uppers for Memphis in May, but we've been so busy at work and with family this year, we just had to make a dry run at Memphis in May. 8th place, not too bad. Everyone's a little bit let down. We've been in the top 3 the past 5 out of 6 years until this year. So everyone kind of stuck their lip out a little bit, but you can't ask for much more than the top 10. So
hello, my name's Steve Hearn. I'm with Simple Q Cooking Team. I'm from Henning, Tennessee, which is in between Ripley and Covington, right on the Mississippi River line. This is my other half of my team. This is Robert Zachary. He's from Birmingham. We both went to college together at Memphis State, and this is where we more or less learned how to cook. We cook mainly on the Kansas City circuit. We do some Memphis in May events, some MBN events. We do some non-sanctioned events. We do a lot of fundraisers. We cook seafood on the side. We do a lot of seafood as ancillaries. We do a crab stuffed shrimp. We do some other bacon wrapped shrimp and other things like that. We just more or less just have a good time. I'm in the furniture business. Zach's an on-the-road salesman, and we just get together every now and then and get out here and have fun and cook.
How many years y'all been cooking?
19th year. I'm wearing our original T-shirt right now, and we started out in '93. So we had hair when we started this thing. But it's all a bunch of fun, and I encourage anybody to get out here and do it because you'll meet some of the best people you'll ever meet in the world out here on the barbecue circuit.
I'm Savannah. And I'm Stella. And we're here at the Variety Club of Memphis cooking chicken, and we have to turn it in at 10:30. And
What'd you do to the chicken?
we marinated it, and we salt and peppered it, and we put it on the grill. So
When do you pull it off?
well, we're gonna pull it off in 15 minutes. So
Okay. Do you cook it to temperature or do you cook it by time?
cook it by temperature.
Okay. Who gets to probe it? Mama gets to probe it or Dad gets to probe it? Who probes
Mama
the
gets to probe.
chicken? Mom probes the chicken. Okay. All righty. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And we're hot.
Matthew Martin from Athens, Alabama. I'm cooking chicken thighs, cheese, bacon, hamburgers, and shrimp kebabs for anything but. Turning it is at 10:30 to 10:45, 10-minute window.
And how many contests a year do you cook?
How many contests? 3.
Is this your first one?
No, sir. This is my 4th.
Okay.
We have three turn-ins we can do today.
Okay. And how long you been cooking?
A year.
Okay. Where else have you cooked?
I've cooked at Huntsville, Alabama, Haleyville, Alabama, and then I've cooked here.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, my favorite one was number 4 because of the taste and the tenderness of it. I guess my least favorite would have been number 1. It wasn't as tender, and the taste wasn't there. That didn't have the barbecue taste to it.
My favorite, actually I had 2, 4 and 6 are both my favorites. I just like the sweet taste, and that's what I like in barbecue, and I thought they were both tender. The one I liked least was number 3. I just didn't like all the stuff they had on there.
My favorite would be number 5, and followed by number 6. Probably the one I thought that was a little undercooked would be number 1.
What are we doing?
Good, bad, ugly.
Do what?
Favorite, least favorite?
The favorite was probably that first one, and the least favorite was the last one. Really didn't have somewhat. It's more of maybe a teriyaki or something. I'm not sure what the flavor was, but it wasn't a barbecue type expected, and just didn't enjoy it as much.
My favorite was the third one. No, I'm sorry, was the fourth one. I thought it was pretty good. The third one had too much pepper on it, and the last one was too sweet, and the last one I couldn't even. It tastes more like fruit than anything else.
My favorite in this particular category was number 6. Had the most well-balanced flavor, I thought. A little bit on the sweet side, but out of the group, that was probably the best flavor. My least favorite was number 5. Had overpowering smoky type flavor that maybe too much fuel for it, but that was my least favorite.
Well, my least favorite was number 1. It had too much of a salty type flavor to it. Wasn't real crazy about that one. My favorite was the number 6 as well. I like the flavor to it. It pulled easy. I like that a lot.
Well, my favorite on the ribs was number 4. It just had a good texture to it, came clean from the bone. The one that I didn't like the most was number 1. It was tough, and I couldn't pull them apart.
My favorite was number 4. Very good flavor, pulled away from the bone very well, wasn't mushy, very good. My least favorite, number 1, very tough. The flavor had a little odd, but it was really tough. Overall, 2, 3, 5, and 6 were good, but my favorite was still number 4.
Number 1 was a little tough and a little bit too much sauce. Flavor wasn't too bad, but the sauce kind of took away from it. And the rest of my samples were all overcooked as far as really tender and fell off the bone. My favorite also was number 4. Thank you.
Okay.
I liked number 1. It was a little bit different cut of the pork that you usually get. And I liked number 5. It was very tender, had a very good flavor, and the sauce was very good. The others were all okay.
My favorite probably was number 5 as well. It was very tender, had good flavor. It's probably not the best I've ever had, but it was definitely the best of this group. Some of my least favorite, actually, believe it or not, was number 1. Mine was really dry, and I thought it could have been flavored a little bit more. It could have used a little bit more seasoning and things like that.
Again, I think my favorite was number 5 as well, and my least favorite was number 1, and I would agree that mine was a little dry on the number 1 as well.
Well, I didn't care for number 5. I thought that it was overcooked and a little on the mushy side. Number 1 I thought was a little dry. The one that I thought tasted and ate the best was really not one that I thought looked very appetizing when I put it on my plate, and that would be number 3.
Number 5 was my favorite. It presented very well. It had a very nice flavor and a little spice to it. My number 1 was very dry, and it just didn't look well in the box.
My favorite was also number 3. In the box, it did not look that appetizing, but taste-wise and smoke-wise, they were on it. My number 1 was extremely dry, and my number 5, though it had somewhat of a good taste, was extremely mushy, overcooked.
5 was actually my best favorite, even though it didn't look great, it had great flavor. Number 2 just didn't have a lot of flavor to it and didn't look that good.
And any others you want to comment on? That's fine too.
No, all the others are fine.
Okay.
Number 2 was my least favorite. It was tough and lacked flavor. Number 5, I liked it. I liked the sauce. I liked the seasoning. I liked the sauce on it. It was real tender.
I guess out of all of them, I'd like to see what else.
Which was your favorite? Which was your least favorite?
The least favorite, of course, was number 2. It was so tough you couldn't even pull it apart. And probably the favorite, and I don't say it was the championship one here, but as far as what we had on the platter, was probably number 5 too.
My favorite, I had 2 favorites. I had number 1 and I had number 5. My least favorite was definitely number 2, very dry. Number 3 was a deceiver when I was looking at that. And the box, it looked fantastic, but because it had all of the sauce on it, but it was so dry.
I agree. Number 3 looked beautiful in the box. I couldn't wait to tear into it, but it didn't taste as good as it looked. Number 2 was dry, and I have to say also number 5 tasted the best, had the best flavor.
The brisket today was, generally speaking, tasty. Number 1 was very good. I only wish they had trimmed the fat off of the brisket because the appearance was very good and the taste was good, but having that much fat was a little disheartening. And number 5 as well was very good. Without the fat, made that my number 1 choice. Number 2 was tough and relatively tasteless. And number 3, unfortunately, looked very nice, but the bark or the glaze on the outside of this brisket left a sour taste in my mouth that was not very pleasant to the palate.
How does